Yes, ma'am.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa halul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. I'm thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this opportunity and Omid. And with the earnest dua that this session and these programs should make us spiritually strong and professionally excellent as expected. I start this session with Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 1 minute, I'll share my screen. Okay. I've shared, sir. Okay.
It's visible.
Okay. My teachers, and as Sir gave in the introduction, this is a very interesting topic and very important topic, rethinking our workplace relationships. And most of you teachers, you all have many years of experience and many new teachers are also here. And you would be actually maintaining good relationships with your workplace colleagues and your students. But still, this is just to rethink how our workplace relationships are existing and whether we have to fine tune them, whether we have to work again on them. And this is just going to be an evaluation on that. That's it. Okay. So we all know that as human beings, we are social animals and we are in constant association with fellow human beings. So lots and lots of connections and interactions exist between us, especially among us in our families, in the society and community, friends and relatives. We as teachers, during our working days, usually 5 days or 6 days a week, we spend nearly 8 hours in our school. And these professional places, we all know it's permeated, they are permeated with lots and lots of organizational interactions, dealings, meetings, chats, and exchanges. So you are working with people, human resource actually, you are not working with nations. We work, you teachers, you are working with human resource, right? Actual human beings, and you are called as high contact profession. This profession we call as high contact profession. You are in constant contact with individuals. So in your workplace, if it has to be peaceful, your interactions, if they have to be interesting and useful and meaningful, we have to think on our relationships, interpersonal relationships, right? So only in that case, if we are maintaining our interpersonal relationship excellently, we can be called as sociable individuals. So, do we have these social skills? Are we connected in a very cordial manner? Do we possess the soft skills? What people called as people skills, right? So, people skills are very much needed for individuals and especially teachers. Because only if you are able to manage relationships, you can render your services in a very safe mode and you can feel secure. Most of you have got a very good number of years of experience, definitely. And now we are going to rethink whether our relationships are good in our workplace. So, with this introduction, we'll move on. So, most of the personals, in any workplace, you don't think about only your institutions or schools. In any workplace, most of the personals, most of the employees, they are bombarded with stress due to poor maintaining or poor maintenance of interpersonal relationships. It could be due to many factors, but one of the main factor is how the individual is able to cope up with situation, how the individual is able to carry forward interpersonal relationship, how she or he is going to maintain it. So because of this, you know that usually October 10th is October 10th is definitely October 10th. We observe it as World Mental Health Day. So 2024 it was observed the theme of 2024 World Mental Health Day was mental health at work, because this is a very important point of concern, and most of the time we are neglecting it. Or we may say, you may say that, ma'am, in the school, in the interpersonal relationship, we don't have any problem at all. We are already safe. Good, alhamdulillah. If it is so, it's good. But as a trainer, dealing with teachers across many schools, so I have come across this problem. I have come across with this issue being raised by teachers, right? And as individuals, because in all our classes we start with an Islamic inclination and orientation, right? So as human beings, we all have certain rights and responsibilities and obligations towards our creators, towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which we call as hukukullah, right? Rights and duties in respect of Allah. Our salah, our ibadah, our worship, our zakah, and other obligation, our fasting, all these things are our duties towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the same time, we have certain rights and responsibilities towards our fellow human beings called hukukul ibad. So this is also very, very important. And our Quran and our religion, Islam, speaks mostly about this relationship, these rights and responsibilities towards our human beings, right? How we are going to be concerned about our fellow human beings, if even it is one or two members, right? Whoever we are coming in contact with, how are we going to be get connected with them? How are going to concern about them? As Sir told, in the previous session, also selfishness about that. So, how are we selfless? And about greeting, financially assisting, giving counseling, accepting invitations, and even taking part in funerals, and even replying to when he sneezes, when the other member sneezes, how we are supplicating for others, how being well-wishers of others. So all these things are hukukul ibad. And here I would like to appreciate Salim sir, because only 2 or 3 teachers who could not understand Urdu were there in the first session. But still, he took time and pain to just give a gist of what was in the speech of Maulana. So that is the concern. That is hukukul ibad. We have the rights. It's definitely selfishness to make them sit in a place where the language could not be understood by them. So definitely this is the concern. This is the concern. This is hukukul ibad. Even if it is very minimum number of individuals, how we are going to concern. So this is what the tradition of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches us, right? Okay. Even the Quran speaks about this. Innamal mu'minuna ikhwa. So the faithful are indeed brothers. So you are all brothers, right? So எல்லாருமே உலக முஸ்லிம்கள் அனைவரும் ஒரு உம்மா, நீங்கள் எல்லாரும் ஒருவருக்கொருவர் சகோதரர்கள். So please make peace between you and your brothers, and you have to be fearing Allah. Only in that case you can receive his mercy. So நீங்கள் ஒருவருக்கொருவர் உங்களுடைய கருத்து வேறுபாடுகள் இருந்த போதிலும் அதனை களைந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். நிச்சயமாக அல்லாஹ்வை அஞ்சிக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அப்பொழுது அல்லாஹ்வுடைய கிருபையும் ரஹ்மத்தும் உங்கள் மீது பொழியப்பட வேண்டும் என்பதற்காக. So you have to always reconcile. So there will be discord among you, there will be disagreements, definitely disputes will arise, but even in spite of all these things, how you are able to come back to normalcy, how you are going to reconcile among your friends and your teachers. That is the topic. So, and this, all these are introduction, bro. I'm going to come to the main point. So you have relationships with your family, teachers. Can you agree with me? You have relationship with your family members, with your spouses, your relatives, your neighbors, your friends. Some relationships will be romantic, some will be platonic. And now we are going to speak about your professional relationship. It's really important because, as I told you, most of the time you are spending your time with your colleagues and friends, right? So this interpersonal relationship, and especially these relationships, we can call them as skills. You have to develop these skills. So some of the persons will be inherently good in maintaining and forming interpersonal relationship. Immediately they will start befriending the other person. ஈஸியா அசோசியேட் ஆயிருவாங்க. ஈஸியா ஒரு புது ஸ்கூல்ல நீங்க வந்து உங்களுடைய இந்த வருஷம் ஒரு புது ஸ்கூல்ல நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருந்தா கூட ஈஸியா மத்த எல்லா டீச்சர்ஸை விட யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு மிங்கிள் வித் அதர்ஸ் சோ ஈஸிலி. ஸோ தட் வில் பி சோ இன்ஹெரண்ட். ஸோ அவங்க நேச்சுரலாவே அந்த ஒரு டெண்டன்சி இருக்கும் சிலருக்கு. இல்லாத பொழுதிலும் இன்னைக்கு காலகட்டத்துல முக்கியமான ஒரு ஸ்கில் அப்படின்னு சொன்னா எங்க பார்த்தாலும் சாஃப்ட் ஸ்கில்ஸ். Soft skills you have to develop. This is a skill. You have to learn this. You have to improve this, and you have to maintain. And this needs really hard work, attention, and care. So then and there you have to stop, pause, evaluate, and you have to think whether you have to maintain or you have to improve your interpersonal skills, right? So this interpersonal relationship or your relationship with your fellow teachers, here you can say teachers is very, very important because it fulfills your emotional needs. All of us, we have emotional needs. Most of the teachers, you have done your B.Ed, you might have heard about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He says that all the human beings, we want to be associated with others. We have some emotional need. We want to be loved by others. We want to be belonging to others, to a group, or sometimes we want to be associated, we want to be liked, we want to be respected. So only then we feel that we have belongingness and a motto and a goal in our purpose in our life or our existence. So this emotional need is very, very important. This emotional need you can fulfill only if you have good relationship with your fellow human beings, and to develop your self-concept and self-respect, to lead a stress-free life. For example, கிளாஸ்ல உங்க ஸ்கூல்ல உங்க ஸ்டாஃப் ரூம்ல உங்களுக்கு ரைட் சைடு உட்கார்ற ஒரு டீச்சரோட இஃப் யூ ஹாவ் எனி ஃபிரிக்ஷனல் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப், ஏதாவது ஒரு பிரச்சனை உங்களுக்கும் அவங்களுக்கும் வந்துட்டே இருக்கு. இன்னைக்கு வந்து வென்ஸ்டே டைம் டேபிள் தேர்ட் டே ஆர்டர் டைம் டேபிள், அவங்களுக்கும் தேர்ட் அவர் ஃப்ரீ, உங்களுக்கும் தேர்ட் அவர் ஃப்ரீ. யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஸ்பெண்ட் 1 hour டைம் வித் ஹர் in the staff room, for example, but you are not having good terms with that teacher. எப்படி இருக்கும் அன்னைக்கு வென்ஸ்டேனாலே காலையில இருந்தே உங்களுக்கு ஐயோ 1 hour ஐ ஹாவ் டு ஸ்பெண்ட், அவங்க என்னை டிஸ்டர்ப் பண்ணுவாங்க, ஆர் அவங்களுடைய சவுண்டா யாரு கூடயாவது மத்தவங்களோட பேசிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, வேணும்னே எனக்கு பிடிக்காத விஷயங்களை செய்வாங்க, சம்திங் லைக் தட். ஈவன் இஃப் யூ ஆர் மெச்சூர்ட், ஈவன் இஃப் யூ ஆர் டீச்சர்ஸ், வி ஆர் இன் அ பொசிஷன் டு கிவ் அட்வைஸ் டு ஆர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், பட் ஸ்டில் as human beings we also have certain inhibitions and limitations. So இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஸாவே இருந்துச்சுன்னா, ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல நம்மளுக்கு ஃபிரிக்ஷன் இருந்துச்சுனாலே அந்த அந்த அட்மாஸ்பியர், அந்த ஒர்க்கிங் பிளேஸ் நம்மளுக்கு பிடிக்காது. அதே ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் தான் நம்ம ஸ்கூல்ல இருந்து வீட்டுக்கு போறோம். We have some relationship issues with our spouses or mother-in-law or sister-in-law, whoever it is, right? அந்த ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு லைஃபே இல்லாம இருக்கிறதுக்கு நம்ம we have to adjust and adapt, and we have to correct our interpersonal relationship. எப்பொழுதுமே மத்தவங்க எதுக்கு இன்டர்பர்சனல் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல நல்லா இல்ல, மத்தவங்க ஏன் மாறிக்கலன்னு நம்ம வந்து சண்டை போட்டுட்டே இருக்கிறத விட நம்மளையே நம்ம மாத்திக்கணும். அடுத்தவங்களை மாத்துறதுல நம்ம டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்றது ரொம்ப 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 வேஸ்ட். சோ ஹியர் நம்ம எப்படி மாறிக்கலாம், மத்தவங்களுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி நம்ம மாறிக்கிறதுக்காக தான் இந்த டாபிக். ஓகே, அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் திங், யூ ஹேவ் யுவர் செக்யூரிட்டி அண்ட் பிலாங்கிங்னஸ் ஃபீலிங், அண்ட் திஸ் இஸ் அ பேசிக் நீட் ஆஃப் human affiliation. Okay, with this introduction, so this is just your Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So here you see this blue color is love and belonging, and this orange self-esteem. All these two will be associated with this topic, right? So we want to be loved by others, we want to have a belongingness feeling, and we have to make sure that our self-esteem is always safe, right? Okay, as teachers, definitely you will be in contact with your parents. Definitely. So periodical contact through WhatsApp messages or through periodical meetings, parents, teachers meetings, and they will be personally also, they will call you in connection with something happening with your wards and all those things. So how you are having your relationship with your parents, how we are going to speak with them, how they are going to speak to you, how we are going to, how sometimes, you know, you are going to convince them about your students, about their behavior, about their some sort of misdemeanors in the classroom. So you are in constant touch with your parents and also the management, though sometimes indirectly or directly you are in touch with your management, sometimes through your principal or something like that. But definitely 1 or 2 times you have to meet your management people, and how you are going to mingle with them, how you are going to go in conversation with them, how we are going to deal with them. And Obviously, definitely students all the time, right? Out of the 8 hours, 4 or 5 or 6 hours, you are in contact with your students. Are you mingling with them in a professional way? Are you mingling with them in a friendly way? How you are dealing with them? So all these things we are going to deal with this. And office staff especially. Office staff கூட நம்ம எப்படி எப்படி இந்த they sometimes they judge teachers. This teacher will be like this. So people are very smart in judging others. So on the office people, even this uh, cleanliness staff, ஹாலமா ஆயமா கிட்ட கூட நம்ம எப்படி நடந்துக்கிறோம், எப்படி அவங்க கிளாஸ் ரூம் சப்போஸ் சரியாவே பெருக்கலனா கூட எப்படி நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் how we are modeling, how we are calling them, how we are speaking to them, how we are confronting. So all these things are going to be a model for your teach for your especially for your students, right? So office staff, non-teaching staff, and 1 minute, previous one. Okay. So all these things you are going to be mindful of. But all these people, those who come inside that yellow color round, all these people, they are different in their background, different in their personality, different in their traits, temperament, perspectives, attitudes, purpose, interest, and bias. That is personality. So some people will be definitely so overwhelming, so jovial, so interactive, and they will befriend easily. So these are the personality types, and some will be so aggressive. All the time they will be in a very moody person. Some you can't predict their mood sometimes, right? So strict and adamant, and even their traits, something related to their traits also, easygoing, strict, adamant. Some will be all the time working, workaholic persons will be like. So if you start a chat, if you start laughing at something in the staff room, they will stare at you. So why are you laughing like this? Why are you cracking a joke? So some traits will be like that, and temperament issues will be there. Perspectives, அவங்களுடைய கண்ணோட்டம், அவங்கவுங்க ஒரு விஷயத்தை எப்படி பாக்குறாங்களோ அதுல டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கும். எல்லாருமே ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒவ்வொரு மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய attitudes different. Purpose, why they are coming for this job. Some will be simply, they will be breadwinners. Some will come for this job as a teacher, as a passion, to fulfill their passion. And some will be simply, till I got married, I have completed my degree and my B.Ed. So till I got married, I have to spend my time to the society in a useful way. So this purpose of this profession may also vary, and interest and biases. So with these people, with all these differences in their background, personality, all these things, you are standing. How we are going to manage all these people? That's really a tough time, a tough job. How you're going to fine tune yourself. Next, why this is important in schools. We all know about interpersonal relationships. In other workplaces also, wherever you go, these people speak about this. But why in a school atmosphere? Teachers, I would just stop here and ask some of you, can you give me some inputs on this? You can see the slides because I'm going on speaking. I just want you to think over why it is important in schools. You can easily explain these points also. One or two? Come on. Teachers?
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Nisar, ma'am.
In the school, it will be safe, and if we speak only there, we can understand the students' mentality, and it will be easy for us to make them understand what we are going to tell.
Okay, so relationship with your students is very important. Good.
Yes.
Good, ma'am. Good, ma'am. Jazakallah. Okay. Anyone? Representation from HMS.
Shalika Miss is there, Vice Principal,
Okay.
loved by
Hello.
all the staff members.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
ma'am.
salam. Walaikum salam wa
Uh,
rahmatullahi wa
Assalamu
barakatuh.
alaikum for everybody, Ummiyat and all. Actually, school, parents rely. That is a very important system where actually parents believe that their children and their children will actually get some holistic approach kind of education. Now the world is trending. Okay, with more competitiveness and all those things. So,
Right.
school is a place where knowledge and character should be molded.
Definitely.
More than knowledge, character is very important
Very
for this
important.
modern generation. So it is actually the young age, that particular age, that adolescence age where the character had to be obtained together with the knowledge. And
Yeah.
religiousness also is very important because
Okay.
the religion will actually mold a child from all the bad behaviors. Now, actually, they get knowledge from everywhere. The skill is also together very important to
Okay.
retain in any job.
Good.
So, school is a
Good.
place, where everything is got, and that is what I told you in a holistic approach. And
Definitely.
and also like as ma'am was explaining, the trauma means the pressure, peer
Mm.
pressure, how to
Mm.
handle peer pressure,
Okay.
how to handle societal pressure, how
Yes.
to handle how to introspect and retrospect. Those all very important when the class is taken itself.
Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
the
Good. Good.
teacher
Good.
the teacher should incorporate all these things while
Things
taking
I
class.
teach.
Yeah, she or he should not actually stop with the subject. Yeah, they have to relate the particular concept with the society, and they have to what the society needs, how why the author had explained like this. And even though if you're going to take a science lesson, for example, Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So this also they can explain with the behavioral aspects. So like
Definitely.
this we have to relate, we have to say stories. We should
Okay.
not take
Okay.
science,
Okay.
we should say stories out of the concept, so which will be easily experiential learning, hands-on experience. All these we have been continuously hearing, so that should
Okay.
be put into practice, which had to
Practice.
be added in the lesson plan, and it should be a continuous process.
Okay.
If we
Thank
have
you.
to do
Thank you.
one time
Thank
or
you.
second time, it will not be
Okay.
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 So
Okay.
thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
your inputs. Thank you for your inputs. Right. So
Yeah,
as
we are
we
also
got
having Vijay Lakshmi ma'am,
okay.
principal of Safa School,
Vijay
well
Lakshmi.
behaved
Aslam.
principal.
I'm Jumana from Hakim Education School.
Okay. Okay.
Ma'am, I just want to ask you, we need to incorporate education with Dinic stuff also. Sometimes, like this time, we were about to inform that we should not crack crackers during Diwali. How how should we maintain this non-Muslims and Muslim students, and how should we approach? Here, non-Muslim students should not get hurt. Adult
Yes.
people should not get. So, how should we approach these two students in same
Okay.
campus? Please explain that, ma'am.
Okay. Right. Thank you for this is a very good question because you are in an Islamic school, right? Islamic school. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
most of the students will be Muslim students.
Yes, ma'am.
Majority of
Yes,
them
ma'am.
will be Muslim students. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am. 75 Muslims, 25% non-Muslim students, ma'am.
okay. So these sensitive issues, it's not sensitive because some facts and truths and some Islamic knowledge should be imparted to the Muslim schools without any sort of fear. Right. So hakka வந்து நம்ம சொல்லிதான் ஆகணும். We have to say, we have to convey, right? This is the thing you have to do. These are the things. But at the same time, you have to be very careful that the other people should not be hurt because it is their religious sentiments. It is what their religion and their culture accept and demand from them. So there should be a balance between first, you have to make them understand that this is our perspective. This is what Islam teaches. So definitely you have to through your conversation, through your presentations, how you approach your students, you have to be maintaining that technique. That's very important. So உங்களால முடியும் கண்டிப்பா. This is for Muslim students னு சொல்லிட்டு at the same time first disclaimer you have to say, so please students, we accept your sentiments. உங்களுடைய புரிதல், உங்களுடைய கலாச்சாரமோ, உங்களுடைய மத நம்பிக்கைகளையோ நாங்க நிச்சயமா புண்படுத்தணும்ன்றதுக்காக இல்ல. This is what Islam says. If they are able to accept it, it's okay. Otherwise, so it is in your hands how you deal with this. Definitely நம்ம பேச்சுல நிச்சயமா அவங்க அஃபெண்ட் ஆகாமையும் நம்மளால பேச முடியும். And that is your duty. டெஃபினெட்லி அதுவும் இன்டர்பர்சனல் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டைவர்சிஃபைட் கிளாஸ் ரூம்ஸ்ல டைவர்சிஃபைட் பிலீஃப்ஸ் இருக்கிற இடத்துல நம்ம ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லா கொண்டு போகணும். தட் யூ கேன் அச்சீவ். ரைட் அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியும். ஈவன் அதர்வைஸ் அவங்க ஏதாவது ஹர்ட் ஆன மாதிரி அவங்க கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்டா கூட அவங்கள நீங்க வந்து ரொம்ப பொறுமையா, ரொம்ப டீசென்டா, ரொம்ப அவங்களோட எதையுமே இது புண்படுத்தாதபடி உங்களால பேச முடியும். நம்ம பேசுறதுலதான் யூ ஹேவ் டு. So that is the art of communication. You can definitely, right? That's a very good
Vijay
question.
Lakshmi ma'am is there. She is doing
Yeah.
all these things very in an excellent manner.
Very sensitively, very sensitively. Very good, very
Actually,
good. Okay.
thank you, Salim sir. Actually, ma'am, can I just take a minute time to explain like what Salim sir said now? Can I just take a minute's time?
You can take half a minute. Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, half a minute. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, as sir said, no, ma'am, at Safa school, when I took over the Safa school, like I'm a non-Islamic person. But one thing what I took into my mind was in no way my spiritual thoughts or my policy is going to interfere in any way in the working culture of my school. Okay, so with that actually I can pride like I can tell it with pride that my parents, like parents of my school children, they have accepted me very well. Because I firmly believe that the spiritual thought of the children from the culture from where they have come is very essential.
Definitely.
So in that way, I have completely maintained the harmony in my school also, ma'am. That interpersonal relationship, what you told, has come into play there actually. So
Okay.
thank you for giving me
Thank
this
you,
opportunity.
because yesterday I was reading an article where I came to, because in connection with this, I want to share with this what Ali radiallahu anhu, right? He was telling that if you are dealing with a Muslim, you are dealing with a brother who is in your faith. If you are dealing with a non-Muslim, you are dealing with a brother in humanity, right? So that's the thing. I think that that is in connection with it. So you have to be very careful about that. Okay. So interpersonal relationship இருக்கும்போதுதான் safe learning atmosphere for students. Right? இது உங்களுக்கு டிஃபரெண்டா இருக்கும். இப்ப நம்ம இந்த கான்வர்சேஷன்ல கொஞ்சம் டைம் ஆயிடுச்சு. We can continue this in my next session, inshallah. So safe learning atmosphere for students. Only if the teachers interact well among themselves, the students will be very safe in the schools, and this contributes to students' conduct, because you are going to model your conduct to the students. And relational trauma, the relationship la edavadhu prachana varumbodhu teachers ku varakudiyadha relational trauma is reduced if you are a good person with social skills. Teachers can model positive relationship, brings in a conducive environment that improves academic success, and this is going to enhance school effectiveness. Definitely school is going to, right, because you teachers, your interpersonal relationship is definitely going to have an impact on students. Your unresolved conflicts, உங்களுக்குள்ள ஏதாவது பிரச்சனை அதை ரிசால்வ் பண்ணாம இருக்கிறீங்க, grudges, அடுத்தவங்க இன்னொரு டீச்சர் மேல, because she is applying leave, immediately she is getting, so she has got an incentive because of this I've got this, but still the management have considered this particular teacher and given her an incentive. So some sort of grudges will be there, grievances, resentment, anger, apathy, sarcasm. சில நேரம் அந்த மாதிரி நான் உங்களுக்குலாம் என்ன மேம், உங்களுக்கு தான் உடனே வந்து உங்களுக்கு இன்சென்டிவ் கொடுத்துருவாங்க, சம்திங் லைக் திஸ். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி 2 தடவை சொன்னா இன்னொரு டீச்சருக்கு அது உண்மையாவே இருந்தா கூட பிடிக்காம இருக்கலாம். ஸோ சம்டைம்ஸ் you can exclude யாரையாவது ஒரு டீச்சரை particularly you deliberately avoid. So all these things happening, and because of this the relationship issues are there. This is going to impact your students, because they are going to decrease their motivation, low self-esteem, anxiety problems will be there, damaged student relationship, toxic school environment, poor morale, and wrong role model, all these things. Because with this quotes I'll end, and we will continue in the next session, inshallah, because it is said that, okay, 1 minute. So many studies have been done in this area, how interpersonal relationship among teachers is very important, right? So in this era where interpersonal relationship is very, very important, this has become a very important pedagogic process for the students. Can you understand this? Pedagogic process, personal relationships, and especially relationship between the principal and the staff, and the teachers, is very important, right? So this is also coming under research nowadays. So how this is going to affect the academic performance of the teacher. இங்க பாருங்க, இந்த pedagogic processலயே students ஓட processல teachers ஓட relationship எவ்வளவு important அப்படின்றத we are seeing, right? So the next thing is Teachers, as the most important resources in any educational institution, need to have high levels of positive relations with each other to achieve high levels of teamwork, collaboration, and effective teaching and learning. So if you have to work as a team, this is very important. Second, positive interpersonal relations among teachers, definitely it's going to play a role in teachers' work success. So your professional enhancement. Third one is towards school affairs and positive contribution towards school affairs. And the fourth one is, this is very important for school functionality. One example I'll give and wind up, because in one of the schools where I usually go, they will come with students with learning disability or any specific disabilities, specific learning disabilities for counseling. And one such student who they got, so he's a boy, he's an autistic boy. He is from 3rd standard. And when I was speaking to those teachers, one teacher from the 2nd standard, where the boy was studying the previous year, she was telling, ma'am, அவன் நல்லா இருந்தான் மேம், நல்லாதான் மேம் இருந்தான், என் கிளாஸ்ல படிக்கிற வரைக்கும் நான் சொன்னது எல்லாமே செய்வா மேம். So she was giving some account about the student, which I couldn't believe. Maybe one or two may be true, ட்ரூவாவும் இருந்திருக்கலாம், பட் அவங்களுடைய இன்புட்ஸ், அவங்க என்னெல்லாம் அந்த பையனை பத்தி சொன்னாங்களோ, that was really something very contradictory when I was speaking to the 3rd standard. இப்போ எந்த கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கிறாரோ அந்த பையன், அதே ஆட்டிசம் பையன், she was giving, ma'am, it's unmanageable, very hyperactive, he could not understand what I say, he doesn't have eye contact, all those things she's telling. But 2nd standard teacher te கேட்கும்போது, மேம் என் கிளாஸ்ல நல்லா இருந்தா மேம், something like that. அந்த 2nd standard இருந்து 3rd standard வர்றதுக்குள்ள அந்த பிரச்சனை வந்து கண்டிப்பா ஆட்டிசம் வந்து வர்றதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இல்ல. But from the inputs, I could understand that the two teachers are not in good terms. ரைட். சோ எப்படி நம்ம அவங்களுக்கு வந்து சர்வீசஸ் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ண போறோம் அப்படிங்கிறதுலயே நம்மளுக்கு வந்து பிரச்சனை வருது. ஏன் அவங்களோட ஃபீட்பேக் கொடுக்கறதுலயே வந்து நம்மளுக்கு நல்லா தெரியுது. அந்த மேம் இஸ் நாட் ஏபிள் டு handle him properly. In my class previous year, I was able to handle him properly. அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு, so எப்படி ஸ்டூடெண்டோட அகாடமிக் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸையோ, ஸ்டூடெண்ட்டுக்கு நம்ம கொண்டு போய் சேர்க்க வேண்டிய சர்வீசஸ், how they are, how it is going to be a hurdle in that, because அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ராப்போ டீச்சர்ஸ்க்கு நடுவுல இல்லாத பொழுது அதுல கண்டிப்பா வந்து சஃபர் ஆகிறது டீச்சர்ஸ் தான். So it's time, I think. Shall I wind up or
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Next session we will continue.
Next section, okay, we will continue in the next session. Teachers, with this introduction, we will wind up today, and a 1-minute feedback from any one teacher who has not spoken earlier.
Ma'am, this is very important, ma'am.
Yes.
More than students or either create pandradhukku teachers or relationship very important.
Very important, very important.
Yeah, because this will disturb the mentality of the students as well.
Definitely.
And moreover, like character building சொல்றாங்க, எல்லாமே சொல்றாங்க, but in maximum schools nowadays we don't have moral science, value education subject
இல்ல. அப்படியே இருந்தாலும் நம்ம கடன் வாங்கிடுறோம் சப்ஜெக்ட் டீச்சர்ஸ்.
Yes, even same for the PT as well.
ஓகே. எல்லா ஸ்கூல்ஸ்லயும் இப்ப வந்து நான் இப்ப போற ஒரு எல்லா ஸ்கூல்ஸ்லயும் இப்ப பிரச்சனையே வந்து அகாடமிக்ஸ்ல வந்து என்ன பண்றாங்க, 10th ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் அது எஸ்பெஷலி போர்ஷன்ஸ் முடிக்கணும், ரிவிஷன்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும், ரிசல்ட்ஸ் காட்டணும். ஆமா, இதுலதான் நம்ம கான்சென்ட்ரேஷன் பண்றோமே ஒழிய கேரக்டர் வைஸ் பசங்க கிட்ட வரக்கூடிய பிரச்சனைகள் அல்லா காப்பாத்தணும். அவ்வளோ ஒரு நிறைய இஷ்யூஸ் பார்க்கும்போது
ஐ டோன்ட் திங்க் சோ. லைக் இவ்ளோ பிரஷர் அந்த குழந்தைங்களுக்கு அது தேவையில்லைன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பிகாஸ் வந்து எல்லாருமே நம்மளும் படிச்சுதான் வந்திருக்கோம்.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So differences, opinions are there, right? So அது ஒரு பக்கம் இருந்தா கூட teachers, நீங்க நிச்சயமா you are responsible to make change. You can make change in their character. So that is the reason why how you can be a role model to
ஒரு பேசிக் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கான்வர்சேஷனே இல்ல மேம். லைக் ஸ்மைலிங்கே ரொம்ப டைம் எடுத்துக்கறாங்க பாத்து சிரிக்கிறதுக்கு.
இது எல்லாமே நெக்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ஸ்ல நம்மளுக்கு இருக்குது. இன்ஷால்லா நெக்ஸ்ட் செஷன்ல இன்ஷால்லா when time permits we will speak about all those things, how you have towards education. Jazakallahu khaira for your valuable feedback and for this opportunity and for sparing your time with me. Jazakallahu khaira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Rameez, Fathimah ma'am. We are very thankful to both the speakers. Arshad Khan Umri sahab, first speaker, is also still there. Our second speaker is so interestingly dealing with the relationship with peoples. The Rishad Khan Umri Sahib is also interested in these things, and he is also there along with us listening to it. Thank you very much. And we are thankful to Hakim Matriculation School. In a batch they have come. So like this, if other schools also follow, and at least they come once in a month also, then it will be very beneficial. So we are thankful to the management of Hakim Matriculation School, the principal and vice principal who instructed these teachers, and surely these teachers also might have enjoyed this program. And we are requesting other participants also to give their names, school names, initial names, so that we can know from which school they are coming. Then it will be very useful and encouraging to others also. KH school, Nisar Fathimah sister is there. Many used to attend, but nowadays they are not coming. Nisar Fatima sister should do some work and request all the other KH teachers also to invite. And from IMAX, Rabia Basri sister is there, and one more sister has joined from IMAX. That is also a good trend. So, like this, we must work in our own schools. And batch 7 and batch 8 trainees, teachers trainings are also here. They are also welcomed, and they have to be they have to canvas other students also for this.
Sir, Hakim Matriculation Male Visharam has also
Yes,
joined, sir.
Hakim
Many
Matriculation
staff.
School. Hakim Matriculation School. It is
Male
from
Visharam. Male Visharam. Nearly
That
6 teachers have joined, sir. 6, 7 teachers have joined.
HMS stands for Hakim Matriculation School, is it?
That is from Triplicane, sir. Hakim full name is mentioned, sir. That is my school from Male Visharam.
Right, very good, very good.
Hakim Male Visharam.
So, right, thank you very much. So more teachers welcome. With this, we are concluding this program. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. We'll meet tomorrow again.